Hey, this is Chris and Bill again, and I wanted to talk a little bit more theory before we start getting into tappy range and all kinds of techniques and counters for techniques. Old man's hand essentially is the dropping of the sword or the number one strike. And I want to show you what kind of power it has going through a person's body. Now you might say that this is the beginning of what has been called vibrating palm. And it will explain what I'm doing as well. So stand right here. I'm going to drop right on Bob's shoulder with a number one strike. And in my mind, I'm doing that full sword cut that we did before. And like Pai Mei and Kill Bill, I am not afraid of the board. I'm just cutting through butter. If I, in any way, shape, or form, in my mind, think that he's resistance, my center rises and he holds me up and I'm trying to push him down with a risen center. So that just doesn't work. Now, in cutting, it works the same way. As I begin to cut, if you remember I said when I'm cutting, I'm starting with the small finger. That creates the greatest leverage. Watch very slowly how the cut works. I'm stepping into center with my Tai Chi step. I'm camming and dropping my sword, cutting through. The number two strike. A number three strike. And a number four strike. And of course the number five strike is just the Tai Chi press. And that would be with the tip of the knife, not my knuckles, as a ski or a straight shot. Now, what's interesting is a lot of people know some form of armbar technique that has either a Tenkan type of motion or an Arimi where they throw the person on the ground. What I'm going to do now is knock the center out of his body, right past the seam and right into the ground. So you give me a nice straight, are you centered pretty well? Am I trying to get your, am I trying to float you to your seam at all?
I'm right in the middle.
Good.
Did it hurt?
No, I mean I slapped your arm. But what I did essentially was drop in my sword cut and start to move his center while I'm dropping with my lower body. And again, I'll do this with a drop on his shoulder. As I'm dropping into my inguinal notch right in here, so I've got drummer boy working where all my power is. And I'm right underneath where I'm going to be dropping. And I'm moving my hips, which moves his hips and keeps him confused the whole time. And at some part, at some place, I can just ride the energy until your center goes outside the seam and it drops right through. Is that basically what's happening?
That's what it feels like.
Great. Now, if I was going to pop somebody, let's say on a number two strike, I'm going to shake their frame with the same thing. Go on, give me a hard. And then a number three strike. And a number four strike. Okay. And each time, if you think that we had knives or if we had sticks, you can see all kinds of technique happening. In other words, we're not just stepping here, not trying to invade each other's space, doing tappy drills, but every time I enter, I'm entered to command the center of gravity, to blow it outside of his body somehow, and then to dominate that. While he's thinking about falling and his mind is split, I'm thinking about places to cut. Thank you.